So here's what we're doing. We came up here to do trail magic, and trail magic is where you basically give stuff to the hikers as they pass through. And we brought some bananas and oranges and things to give to the hikers. And Honey Baby and Todd took off for a walk. And while they were here, they figured they'd just walk part of the trail together. So I'm going to move the camper. I had it in the shade, and I think the shade moved a little bit. So I'm going to move the camper, get it back in the shade, and then probably pull out a banjo and just sit and pick banjo in the shade somewhere and see if any hikers come by. I did see where there was a wire or two that I could put a little tape on up here. Well, I will say this. My goal is to get a couple of these wires inside the cab and get a switch where I can flip a switch and cut this on and off. But the first goal was just to get done what I got done here, so that I can physically make this work. You know, for example, when we came up the mountain here, this thing got pretty hot, and when we go down the mountain and up and down the mountain, I can go ahead and click it back on and leave it on, and that way it'll have the extra added coolingness of the fan as we head down the mountain. Well, I'll say down the mountain. Down the mountain is kind of up and down, because you go up and you go down and you go up and you go down. It's kind of like that. It's not all this singularly directional or anything like that. But, and the other thing I'll do is I'll start looking for a passageway to snake a wire through. I don't want to make any new holes in the firewall. I see right over there a place where there might be a passageway that I can use. Find a way to get a couple wires through there, stop at the parts store and buy a toggle switch, install that inside the cab there. That way, when we're out here at any point, when we feel like she might be getting warm and we want to kick that fan in for the added cooling protection, we can do that. That's what I'm thinking. Alright then. So that's it. I'm going to close the hood and move this thing a little bit. I'll go ahead and put that ground up and leave it hooked. Okay, so I was looking around for a hole to put a wire through, and I found one right here where this hood cable, I believe that is, goes through. So I've run this wire around here, and I have it hooked right directly into the fan. And of course, this is the hot wire, so I've got the hot wire hooked here, which I can take this clamp off later and put a permanent connector right onto that. In fact, I can put it right there. But just for the sake of now, for the test. So what I have is I have the ground wire, which isn't hot, which won't spark if it touches anything in here. And when this is grounded, the fan runs. So what I can do is get me a toggle switch, put it right in here, like maybe there, run one end of the wire to the ground, the other end to the other side of the toggle switch. So when I flip that switch, the fan will come on. That way I can manually control the fan from inside. Here, since I'm up on top of the mountain, is I'm going to basically connect this to this so that I can hook that onto there, and we can go down the mountain with that hooked together. That will keep the fan running, and then once we get to town, I'll buy a toggle switch and I'll hook that all together. Okay, I think we're down to the place where we can put the tools away. So I have a ground wire that runs through the firewall to that clip in there. My hot wire runs through a 20 amp breaker fuse directly to the battery. And inside here I have the ground, and all the ground needs to do is touch a piece of grounded metal and the fan works. I got a piece of grounded metal right here on this bolt. So when I get ready to go down the mountain, all I gotta do is hook that to there, and then when I get back to the room, I'll buy a toggle switch and put it in here. And so with that said, I can now put away all my tools and things. So that was fun. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to get out the banjo and get comfortable and pick a wire.